Good evening, everybody. Hello and welcome to my Pilates Online. My name is Sabrina, and we're going to be doing a Pilates Beginner routine workout today. So if you're ready, let's get started. You're going to need your resistance band. If you don't have a resistance band, you can always use a robe or a gown or a stocking. Some exercises will not be 100% the same because of the stretch in the band. Just do what you can best at home. Make sure you've got a cushion if you need and that your mat is thick enough, especially depending what's going on in the body. If there's any kind of pain, discomfort, any issue, just be mindful of your movement. Take it slow, take it easy. Feel what you're doing and enjoy. Lastly, just make sure those microphones are muted and let's begin. So, we're going to start seated. I want you to open up your band and you're going to place it on your pillow. And then you're going to make sure you're seated on that band. Now, if you don't have a cushion, don't worry, you don't need a cushion. But if it's more comfortable for you in your seated position to be propped on your cushion, then you're going to be sitting on your cushion. Otherwise, you're just sitting comfortably with your legs crossed and you've still got both your sit bones on your band. Okay. So it's not going to slip out from anywhere. You're going to pick it up, under grip, stack the spine nice and tall. Feel that you're equally weighted through your sit bones. Lift your sternum up nice and high. Create a nice broad, wide space between your collarbones. Good. Feeling that elongation through the spine. And then palms are facing upwards and your elbows are now tucking at your rib cage. I want you to imagine holding some coins in your hand. You don't want to drop the coins. So notice what the wrists tend to do in a movement like this. Sitting up tall, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, you're going to reach to that front diagonal, extending the elbows, securing the stable shoulders, and gently releasing. If it's too tough, just loosen the grip of the band, okay? Let's do a few of those. So sitting up nice and tall, breathing in, tucking the belly. We're going to extend, elbows reach, and bring it back. Inhale. Exhale. Notice if those pinkies are dropping as you extend the elbows. You want to prevent them from dropping the coins in your hands. Good. Extend and reach. Now really focus on keeping your left and right work equal here. And as you move through your arms and shoulders, you want to feel you're not elevating the shoulders. So dissociate and keep pulling those shoulders down your spine as you reach and extend through the arms and band. And repeat. Until you start feeling those arms begin to fatigue. Still keeping the pinkies lifted. 5 more. 3. 2. Last one, hold it there. Keep those arms there as straight as you can through the elbows. Don't worry where it's at. Keep it the same. 4, 3, 2. Lift those pinkies and release it. Lovely. Good. Holding the band. Now I want you to grip, holding fists. Lengthen out the arms laterally. And again, you don't want to lift the shoulders. You've got to prevent the shoulders from shrugging up to the ears. You've got to do the opposite and melt them down. And while you melt the shoulders down, you simultaneously laterally lift the arms up at your sides. And then release, okay? So important to not shrug the shoulders up in a movement like this. I often say to the clients and the members, if you're opening the kitchen cupboard and you're taking something out of the kitchen cupboard, Are you grabbing it, using the arm, or are you lifting that shoulder as well? Because that shoulder is not needed to lift and reach and grab something. You want to keep that down as you lift the arms. Okay, just a few more. Laterally lifting up into that T position. Good, and then just becoming mindful of how we're working through the arms and shoulders, that we're not shrugging up the shoulders for every little movement we do. And especially for the ladies, just imagine you've got beautiful earrings on, long, big, dangly earrings. You've got to show them off. You're shrugging your shoulders up. Nobody can see your earrings. 2 more. One more and hold those arms there. Lengthen even wider. Lovely deep breath. And gently release. Well done. Good, good, good. Excellent. From there, let's take it into a slight forward raise. Inhale, exhale, forward lift. So your arms and band is above your knees and thighs. And you're going to lift as high up as the shoulder will manage, okay? If this jams and it hurts the shoulder, you just go a little bit wider into a T position. Otherwise, bring it in more narrow, arms in line with the shoulders. Good, stabilizing shoulders, not leaning back to pull the band up. Breathe. That's it. Loosen up the fingers. It's not just about hands holding on the band. Find the arm work. Through the movements, light fingertips. Good. Few more. Notice the breath. Can you maintain regular, gentle breathing through your movement? Keeping those shoulders out of the equation. Last one, we're going to hold it and stay there. Wherever you can maintain. Holding there, steady and stable. Good, and release that band down. Lovely. I want you to take the band up and out and under your buttocks. Bring it round in front of you. Rotate a cup. So, elbows again. Knit them to the ribs. Keep them glued to the ribs. Imagine holding a tennis ball between your rib and your elbow, okay? Keeping that nice and secure. Lifting up your chest. Palms facing up. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, pulling fists away from one another. Okay? No wrinkles in the wrists here, so you got to make sure you're not lifting or dropping your knuckles. That your fists are staying level to your forearm. As you pull and open the band here, can you keep your elbows attached to your rib cage? You don't want to fly the elbows up, nor do you want to drop your knuckles down. So no kinks, no funny tilts. And you should almost feel it instantly. Such a good exercise. Good. Pulling nice and wide. Keep that flow. Exhale, gentle pull. 4 more. Press the elbows against the ribs as you open. Wide collarbones. 1 more and hold it. Grow tall. Lengthen the wrists. And release. Woo! Shake it out. Good. Nearly there. Forward grip. Relax the shoulders. Nice and gentle. As wide as you'd like. Not too close. It's going to be really tough. So I would say about shoulder width, but just wider than the shoulders. My arms feel like 5 kilos each right now. Arms up nice and tall. Gentle grip on the band. And then pulling the band apart and towards your chest and collarbones. And then release. So arms are going to stay straight here. We're not bending the elbows. We're actually keeping the arms long and pulling the shoulders back. So imagine retracting those shoulder blades towards one another. Inhale, open wide, squeeze those blades together, gently release. Again, you've got to do this movement without shoulder elevation. So draw the shoulders down, maintain the space between the ears and the shoulders. Good. That's it. Gentle movements, but they can be really effective. Those shoulders are going to want to shrug. Your posture is going to want to sink and clump, but just hang in there. Okay, creating more space, sitting up even taller. Nice and wide. We're going to do one more and hold it wide. With the band's just hovering in front of the chest. We're going to start little pulses of the arms up and down. Inhale, 5 pulses. Exhale for 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently releasing. Lovely. Last one, we're going to go for that full rotation of the shoulders. Please be mindful as you do this exercise, especially if you're prone to any dislocation. Then I want you to go super wide and work your personalized range in with the shortness of the band. Okay, so starting wider, then closer for this one. Breathing in, sitting nice and tall, shifting your weight back so you stacked on top of those sit bones. Inhale, lifting your arms up as you keep the shoulders down, so it's not that. Drawing those shoulder blades down as you're lifting your arms. How far can you take the arms back behind you? Without bending the elbows, stretching the arms wide apart. Easy, control it all the way down. Lovely. Breathe in, prepare. Lifting that chest, go wide. Breathing in, up and over. Length, length. Equal left and right stretch all the way, over and down. Good. And repeat. Wide and full all the way back and down. Lovely. And again, inhale, half the circle. Exhale, the second half. 2 easy, hands closer. 2 challenging, hands further apart. Inhale, half that circle. Exhale. Again, breathing in. Think of that rotation you're creating in that shoulder joint. That fluid rotation movement you want to create. Good. Moving at your own pace here to what feels good, but breathing with your movement. Good. Notice what the wrists are doing. No kinks, hold secure. One more time. All that way, up and over. Very, very good. Well done. Before we change position and we're here, let's just do one more thing, okay? Super, super step 1 of Pilates. We should have actually begun the class doing this, but it's never too late to breathe. I want you to take your band and open it up nice and long. And then wrap it around your rib cage from the back. I want you to make sure the height and place the band is in is at the rib cage. And then you can cross the band over and place your hands on your hips, okay? Making sure it's tight enough that you can feel the band is hugging your rib cage, okay? Now, I don't think we actually realize how big the capacity of the lungs is and its ability to take in oxygen, and how in normal shallow resting breathing, most of the time we're not even using half of the lung capacity. So let's fill them up with oxygen, let's stretch nice and wide and full into the band, and then really empty out on the exhale. So think of that lateral breath we're always talking about in Pilates. It's not about puffing your chest up. It's not about shrugging your shoulders up. It's about expanding your rib cage laterally into your arms and back out. And it's a little bit closer for you to actually see this breathing, and then doing it with me. Okay, so looking at the band, breathing in wide and full into the ribs. We go, inhale. Stretch into the band, the back of the band and the sides of the band. Hold it. Exhale, narrow your waistline, creating space between body and band. Pull the abdominals in. Exhale to max. Inhale. Wide and full. Stretch as much band as you can. Exhale. Think of a balloon inside your belly and blowing it up. And the lungs, blow them right up. Wide, 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 lateral, exhale, release. Good, you've got it, let's go. Inhale, wide. Exhale, release. 2 more, breathe in. Stretch that band wider, 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 and exhale. Hold your exhale. Can you make more space between body and band? Narrow even more. And last time, inhale. And exhale, release. Good. Try and loosen the band around the body by narrowing the waistline, bringing the ribs closer to one another, and then release to regular breathing. Well done. Well done. So that's something lovely to do. That's a great exercise to do with pregnant moms. But you need to always imagine and feel that band around you when you're breathing, that it's a nice lateral deep breath and you're expanding and moving into the ribcage. You've got to be moving. If you're not moving, you're not feeling the movements in your ribs, or you're not hearing the breath through your nose, it's way too shallow. We need to oxygenate that body much more, work much harder with that. Okay. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So from there, we're going to lay down onto our spine. No pillow for this. So just laying flat down onto your back. You can double up your band if it's quite light and really long like mine. Otherwise, you can just hold a single layer. Flatten all gaps between the mat and your spine. Knees are bent, fist distance between your knees and your feet. Arms are going to float up. We're stacking our wrists on top of our shoulders, holding them shoulder width apart. We're going to create a little bit of tension in the band, just slightly. And we're going to inhale, see how far we can extend the shoulders overhead. Return back, exhale, over shoulders. Inhale, reaching back. And as you reach back, you keep your ribs down, pressed into the mat. And release back on top. Again, inhale, reach, but keep imprinting spine and ribs, and release. Slight tension in that band. 3 more. Breathing in. Exhale. Find your abdominal connection. Inhale, reach. Press those ribs down more. And last one, reach. And exhale, return. Good. Keep melting the shoulders down away from your ears, and let's start tilting the pelvis. So tucking your navel in to touch your spine, lifting pubic bone and tailbone off that mat. Release pelvis to neutral, anchor the tailbone down, creating slight arch in your lower back. Then again, tucking your belly, flatten the lower back arch, lifting and tilting your pubic bone. Holding this little tilt, can you pull the six-pack layer in? That you're creating a hollow abdominal belly. All right? Anchor tailbone neutral. So just start with little tilts to start rolling up the pelvic floor and that lower back. Exhale, tilting. Inhale, anchor, release. Exhale, tilting. Inhale, anchor, release. Moving with flow, equal left and right. We tilt. Inhale, release. Exhale, tilt. Good. Just two more. And then we're really going to go for it. Now the hands are not on the floor. So see where you can take it to with balance and control. Starting with the tilt. Pause. Exhale, keeping the ribs down. Press the hips up. But higher than those two hips is the pubic bone. So ready, squeeze the bottom, lift that pubic bone, holding your pelvic curl. Make sure your knees are not opening here and they're still in line with the hips. Inhale, reaching your arms back, slight tension in band. Exhale, pull the band back and start rolling down from the top of your spine, one vertebra at a time, all the way to neutral. Again, tilting, rolling the hips up, leading with the pubic bone. Really stretching the front of the hips as you press up here, but keeping the ribs down as you inhale, reach the arms overhead as far as you can manage today. Bring it back up, stack those arms and roll down from the top of the spine slowly. Think of the movement you're able to create through a supple, mobile spine. Think of the strength you're trying to create to help support lifting your body up in this bridge position. Hamstrings, glutes, pelvic floor, shoulder stability. Inhale, reaching arms overhead and returning the arms. Exhale, roll down without opening your knees. We're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale, preparing. Exhale, rolling the hips up. Good. Try not to sway your body left and right. Can you lift up that pubic bone higher? Keep those inner thighs active. Inhale, reach overhead, working hard. Bring it back up and melt the spine down slowly, one section at a time. Last one, deep lateral inhale. Nice deep tilt, lifting pubic bone, hollowing the belly and rolling the hips up. Stretch and lift it here, ready, go for it. Inhale, reaching arms overhead. Return the arms back, exhale, roll down, nice and slow. Very good. You're going to take your right foot, place it into your band and say, hello, hamstring stretch. Great. So wherever you can hold it, don't be too judgmental and just find a lovely stretch at the back of the leg. When you're ready, I want you to straighten your left leg as long as it doesn't cause any lower back pain, depending what's going on in your body, okay? It's going to be much more stretch. You can straighten the leg. If it's super stretch with that bent leg, that's fine. Just hold it there. Listen to your body, staying present. Flexing your foot now. Heel up, toes drop. It changes the stretch. Good. See if you can do little tiny pulses of the leg, stretching it even further. You've got to straighten that knee. Even if that straight leg means over there, that's fine. If that's where your stretch is, that's cool. Okay? We all got different things going on in our bodies. We can't expect it to be the same all the time, but you've got to take it to your point. Okay? Flexing your foot, let it go. 5, 4, pull and hold your stretch. 3, 2, 1, and gentle release, bending the knee. Holding your band in each arm, keep your elbows on the mat. We're going to bend the knee and extend the knee. So we stretch and we bend. Extend and bend. If your extension has to be there and back, that's cool. Wherever your straight leg is, okay? Otherwise, if it's more to the ceiling, then that's what you're going to do. Exhale, extend, inhale, bend. 4 more. Each extension of the knee, try deepening your stretch. 1 more, hold your stretch. Good. I want you to stack your leg perpendicular, so ankle on top of hip, and if you don't have the range for that, go a bit lower and loosen it to where your range is. Keeping your hips as stable and steady as can be. I want you to just challenge opening and closing your leg. So if we had to just think of this, it's just left and right movement. Left and right movement, drawing a line across the ceiling or the wall. But you're going to go as far left and right as you can keep your 2 hip bones steady. So I don't want you to collapse, falling side to side. You've got to control this open and close. And there's very little tension in your band. Just see how it feels moving it through the hip socket in this range. Using the glutes to stabilize. 3, keeping your left leg still. And last one, good. Bend the knee, release, and let's place the left foot into the band, releasing the right foot down onto the mat. Step 1, just find that stretch, extending your knee, whether it's here, whether it's there, wherever it is, and hold that stretch. Try and flex your foot, and when you're ready, you're going to extend your right leg long. If you can, okay? Listen to your body. And then really try to flex that foot, heel up to the ceiling, opening that Achilles tendon, flexing the toes down to your nose. Stretching that knee, it could be neural. Good. Little tiny pulse bounces, deepening that stretch. Good. And then from there, holding your arms at your sides, we're going to go knee bending and knee extending. So bend and stretch that leg. And when you extend that leg, feel the resistance you're pushing into the band and find a stretch. Inhale, exhale. Good, let's do 2 more. Hold that stretch. Good. Gently releasing tension on the band, trying your best to perpendicular stack that ankle on top of the hip. Otherwise, wherever your position is, you can hold the straight leg. And we're going to start opening and closing. Just working on that side-to-side movement from that hip socket. Left and right with stability. Left and right with control. Notice if you want to lean more weight into your upper body, into your left arm or your right arm, and try not to. Everything's got to stay equally weighted, equally centered as you move side to side. Good. Two, one. Bend that knee, release it. Last and final stretch. And then let it go. Well done. Going back into bent knees, you're going to double up your band. You're going to place that band at the base of the skull, supporting the head. A little bit of tension in the band, you're going to pick the head up, but feel that you're dropping your head weight into the band. All right? Hover those elbows up, square them in front of you. without any neck tension. So resting your head in your band, holding it there. Taking a breath in here. Exhale, using your abdominals to lift your chest up, but the head stays in the band. And then inhale, release. Keep the head hovering off of the mat, but still in the band. Exhale, abdominals lift the chest. And inhale down. So your arms and hand tension is staying exactly the same, just supporting the head and band weight. The abdominals working to lift up the chest. Good. So when you're here, don't pull the band to jam the head up and the chin in the chest. We've got to keep that semi-light, just holding and supporting the neck weight. And then find your separate activation of abdominals to lift your chest up. How high should you be lifting in this exercise? You want to be lifting high enough that you can feel both your shoulder blades have lifted off of your mat. That you're hinging at your rib cage, creating a nice wrinkle, and then releasing it back down. Lifting to that point, holding for a little second, and then dropping down. And this is the basic fundamental chest lift that so many Pilates exercises are branching off of. So here you really want to focus on abdominal strength without any neck or shoulder strain or pain. We're going to do one more. Exhale up and release it down. Now in an exercise like this, especially for beginner level, you could easily just place your pillow there, and that's going to help with a lot of neck pain and strain as well. Creating more space between your head, creating less space between head and mat, okay? Then eventually, when we're not in any kind of pain, strain, or discomfort, it's preferably better to do this kind of exercise without any cushion, okay, unless you need it. So same thing, but now adding rotation at the base of the skull. Tuck those elbows in. Hover the head just a little bit. Feel it. Okay. Inhale, exhale, up with the chest. We keep the chest up. We keep the head weighted into the hands. And we're going to rotate side to side, staying off of the shoulder blades. Imagine pressing a straight horizontal line across your upper back, just underneath your shoulder blades. And press that horizontal line side to side in the mat, without moving your knees, without moving your hips. Staying lifted without dropping as you rotate. 4, 3, inhale, exhale, 2, 1, center, and release it down. Well done, okay? These fundamentals, it's so important to practice and practice and practice them. Remember what you're doing here, and outside of your online classes, do extra anytime you can, okay? Both the feet in the band. Stretch both the legs up now. So just a little bit double leg stretch. With some support of the band, flex the feet, pull into the stretch. Straighten those knees. Good. Anchoring the tailbone down. Good. Excellent. And then release the band. Hands on your knees. Good. Releasing your right leg now, extended long, both hands on the left knee. Slightly pulling left knee in, extending right leg away from you. And switch and change. Hands on the right knee, extend the left knee. You've got to really lengthen that leg all the way into a straight leg. Push and extend. And switch and change. And while you're doing this exercise, you've got to keep your lower back imprinted in the mat. This is called the single leg stretch. Okay? Single leg stretch, adding the chest lift we just did. Breathe in, prepare. Lift your chest up using your abdominals so the neck is offloaded. And then switch and change. Now, if this is too much for you, keep resting your head down. Just practicing with the legs. Okay, let's keep moving nice and slow. Inhale, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both knees in, lift your chest higher. And then place it down. Hands at your side, legs in tabletop. Practicing keeping your spine imprinted into the mat with your tabletop legs. You're going to tap one foot down into the imaginary puddle of water. As you lift it up, you tap the other foot down. But if you look at my leg and knee, it's not the knee moving. This is moving my knee. So I'm changing the gap between my hamstring and my calf by moving my knee. I don't want you to move your knee. I don't want you to change the gap between your calf and your hamstring. I want you to move from your hip. So maintaining the knee space, the hip is going to drop the thigh down, away from me, and bring it back up. Dropping the thigh away from me and bringing it back up without the foot moving from the knee. Okay, so moving from the hip, we tap and change in that imaginary puddle of water. If this is too much pressure on your lower back or you don't quite feel you've got that core strength here, keep one foot on the floor and practice the single leg. Still, the movement is not from the knee, the movement is from the hip as you drop and lift your thigh. And while you're doing this, I love to put my hands on my hips and feel that my hips and pelvis is staying stable and steady as I move through the legs. Now, if you're just doing one leg, go into the other leg and try it out. Otherwise, lifting up both legs simultaneously, you're going to have that time where no feet on the mat, and it's going to increase the load of the exercise. But if you can do this one, you're not in any pain or discomfort, go for it. And still imprint your spine into that mat. Pull in that belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees together, hands on the knees. Can you now give yourself a little rock up to your seated position? Straightening your legs, sitting up nice and tall, taking your band, placing it around your feet. So if you've got a little bit of tightness, you're going to sit up onto your cushion, be a little bit easier. Keeping those legs straight, you're going to flex your feet sitting nice and tall. Getting a little bit of tension in that band. Inhale, prepare. Peel your head off of that imaginary wall and then start peeling the upper spine off the wall, the mid-spine, and then the lower spine. And then inhale, lift that chest up as you pull a bit of tension in the band, trying to decrease the space between your nose and your toes. And then tuck in that belly and imprint your lower back against the imaginary wall, mid back against the imaginary wall, upper back against the imaginary wall, and then repeat the stretch of the spine. Inhale, nod your chin, exhale, peeling that spine off that wall, one vertebra at a time. Inhale, lift that chest up, pull into the band, stretch, and tuck in, roll back down, restack. Good, let's go again. Inhale. Just trying to articulate the movement through that spine. Sequentially moving through it. Breathe in, tuck, exhale, roll, bring it back. Last one. Inhale, nod that chin. Exhale, peel it off. One section at a time. Inhale, pull. And tuck in and roll. Good. Up nice and tall. I want you to cross your band above you. So, right hand has got the band coming off of the left foot. So you cross the band, and now we're pulling, starting with right side. So I'm going to lead with my elbow and my shoulder. I want you to think actually shoulder before the elbow. So I want you to think of putting your shoulder back, and when you can't put it back anymore, then the elbow comes back, and then release. And you're going to feel immediate sweet spot activation in between the shoulder blades. It's a real nitty-gritty little area. You're going to take that shoulder back and then the elbow. Exhale, pull, working that upper body strength without lifting the shoulder to the ear. So draw the shoulder down as you pull it back and release. 5 more. Pull the shoulder back first, then elbow. 4, 3, 2, last one. Shoulder, then elbow, release. Over to left side. Think of the shoulder pulling back and then the elbow to follow. Otherwise, we lose the area we're trying to target and the body starts using another place to pull the load. We want to think of bringing in that shoulder blade in towards the midline of the spine. Retracting that shoulder blade and then putting that elbow. Pull. Sitting up tall, keeping weight equal through your sit bones. Shoulder then elbow. 3 more. 2. 1 more. And release. Going back to the right side. Shoulder, then elbow. Now adding a twist. I want that rotation. That upper spine rotation. Feet are not moving, legs are not moving, hips are not moving, but the upper back is twisting now, following the elbow, and release. So first, it's shoulder back, elbow back, and then twist spine, and release. Exhale, shoulder, elbow, twist, and release. You've got to twist without making one leg grow longer, and release. Exhale, shoulder. Pull, twist. 3 more. And 2. Last one, just hold it there. Pull, then rotate. Hold it. Keep some tension in the left hand. Holding your twist. And release. Left side. Shoulder, elbow, rotation. And release. Shoulder back, elbow back, twist and release. Keep the right hand stable and steady. Maximize your pull and then rotate. That's it. We go shoulder back, elbow, twist and release. We go shoulder back, elbow, twist, pull and release. Keep going. One more time, we go shoulder, elbow, twist. Hold your twist, tension in right hand as well. And release it. Good. Reaching forward as far as you can. Holding that stretch. Release it. Open up the legs nice and wide as you're comfortable with. And then reach forward. I want you to get that inner thigh stretch, okay? See if you can place your forearms on the mat. And then lift your chest, but keep your elbows down. Not the chin. Lift the chest while you keep the elbows down. Flex your feet, hold your stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And release it. Let's go into a prone position. So I want you to lay on your tummy now. And then I want you to put the band along your, open it up and place it along your lower spine. So horizontal ways across the lower back. Then you're going to lift your arms up, turn your palms up to face the ceiling. Take the hands behind you, bend the elbows, placing the hands together and dropping the elbows down. Okay. Nice and comfy. Step 1, keeping your hands together. You can interlace your fingers. Your palms have got to be facing upward. So we're not holding the band right now, we're just resting the palms facing up. We're going to start with flying the elbows back and releasing them down. Preferably hover your nose above the mat or rest your forehead on your mat rather than facing one direction on the side. If you're on the side, alternate your side so you're not staying in one spot. Okay. So fly elbows, inhale, open collarbones, roll shoulders back, exhale. Inhale, fly back, exhale. Inhale, fly back, exhale. One more, inhale, fly back. Keep your elbows as high as you can. Now you're going to let your fingers go, but your elbows are still as high as you can keep them. Without dropping your elbows, stretch your elbows. Bring the hands back to touch up in the middle of your back. Extend elbows and bend elbows without dropping them. So you're still flying your elbows as high up away from the mat. Keeping them high up away from the mat. Stretch and bend. Rolling your shoulders back. Find that stretch. Four more. Elbows fly high. Open collarbones. Two more. One more. Hold the elbow extension. Lower the arms down, picking up your band. Hands underneath the band. Lift those arms nice and high. Palms facing down. Palms facing down, holding your band here. Inhale, big circle, arms up and overhead, dropping them down. And releasing on that exhale. And then repeating. Inhale, lift up band all the way up and over, dropping it at the tailbone. And repeat. Keep moving through this. Arms all the way over and back. If it's too easy, place the hands closer together. Get more tension. Find more stretch. Breathe in and out. Trying to create nice fluid movements through those shoulder joints. And some nice deep stretches in any tight locked spaces. Inhale, up and over, lengthen. And exhale. Two more. One more. And I want you to keep your arms facing down in this position, banded tailbone. Lift your arms up nice and wide. Roll your shoulders back, tuck in your belly. And inhale, hover your chest slightly up above the mat. So you're elongating the back of the neck. You're tucking in your belly and tilting your pubic bone into the mat. So your lower back's not feeling anything. If it is, drop down a bit and squeeze your butt more. From there, you're going to keep opening up your collarbones. Keep rolling your shoulders back and create tiny little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7. Good. Hold your last one up there. Stretch those arms wide and release it down. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Band to the one side. Hand to sides for your basic fundamental back extension. Slightly legs apart, still tuck in your belly. You want to feel this little tilt happening of pushing pubic bone into mat as you lift up your belly. So imagine laying on a little ice block. You're going to zip in the tummy. And then inhale, lift that chest up. Nice long line so that imaginary marble rolls down your spine. And exhale, release. Just moving in the upper back section. Reversing that bad posture. Inhale, exhale. Light hands on the mat. Nice wide, broad collarbones. Inhale, lifting. Exhale. Now just look at me quickly. This here. That's a neck jab. Tuck in that chin and use the back to lift rather than the neck to just pick up the chin and the head. Okay, a few more of those. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. using the muscles along the spine, not the arms to press you down. Now see if you can lift just right shoulder, peel it off the mat, down. Left shoulder, peel it off the mat, and down. 4. Inhale, peel it off. Exhale, lower. 1 more each side. Inhale, peel it off. And lower. Last one. Breathe in. And exhale down. Well done. Push yourself up onto your hands and knees. Let's do the cat stretch here. So stacking your shoulders over your wrists and your hips above your knees in your 4-point position here. Nice level flat back. This is your neutral spine. So you're not crunching and hunching. You're flattening out so your spine looks more like an ironing board. And we're not hanging, arching into the joints here. Okay, so level it out and imagining placing a teacup on your spine. And you want to keep it dead, still, and stable. From there now, we move out of the neutral spine into the round, flexed spine. So tuck in your navel, start lengthening your lower spine as your tailbone drops down. Roll up through the mid-back and then release head and neck as we drop the head down to look at the knee. Protracting the shoulder blades away from one another. So think of being a puppet on a string here, pulling up your spine to the ceiling. And then slowly reverse that curl. So start lifting that tailbone. Roll through that lower back, through that mid-back, reversing the curl, upper. Inhale, through that upper, lift that breastbone, lift that eye line while you drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Extending the spine, specifically the upper spine here, reversing any curls. And then repeat, tucking in the belly deeply, pelvic floor. Tucking that tailbone down, rolling through that lower spine, lift up, then through middle, then through upper, release head, neck, shoulders, spread it apart. And reverse it, inhale, tailbone flexes up. Feel what you're doing here to create as much movement between the vertebrae as possible. Exhale on the flexion, tuck that tailbone, scoop, lift it up, stretch, pushing away from the hands, and one more time, tailbone, lift up, extend, rolling through that back, shoulders down, lift the chest, and then back to your neutral spine. Now let's get comfortable with holding the body weight. You need to stretch those wrists, return the fingers inwards, okay? Stretch your elbows and just slightly lean back. Just slightly, okay? You can even come forward and do a lot less weight on the wrists, but still getting that stretch depending on the condition of your wrists. Okay? Simple little circles. Fingers stretching, pulling them back. Forearm stretches. Very important. Fingers, wrists, such tiny little bones and ligaments. We mustn't neglect them or overuse incorrectly. Okay, so in that 4-point position, nice neutral level spine. We're going to extend the right leg back, stretch that knee. Pick that leg up, opening the front of that hip, squeeze the bum cheek to hold the leg up. Can you grow that leg longer? Stretch that leg, squeeze the bum even more. Level those hips. Keep your neutral spine. And release that knee, bring it down. Without tilting, leaning, compensating, stay in your neutral center. Extend your left arm and fingertips. Float them up without tilting, twisting, compensating. Stay much in that center as possible. Can you grow your left arm longer, but keep the left shoulder out of that earlobe? And slowly place it down. So even though you're distributing your weight as you leave a leg or foot off the mat, you've got to try and control, manage holding yourself in center without shifting and now losing your alignment. Let's try the other side. Neutral level, flat back. We extend the left leg. Nothing changes in the hips, shoulders, spine. When you're ready, float the leg up, squeeze the bum, extending and opening the front of your left hip. Flat back, no tilts and dunks. Grow that left leg longer. Squeeze that bum even more. Stretch through it. Stay equally weighted. And bring it in gently. Good. Lengthen right arm, right hand. When you're ready, no shifting in order to lift the arm up. Staying centered. Hold it there. Make sure here you're not sinking in the left shoulder. You're pressing up and out. You're still stabilizing. Working through your left side. Stretch and lengthen your right side, maintaining your square position. Good. Slowly, gently bring it back. Good, good, good. Back to right leg, extend it long. Keep it on the mat, extend left leg long. Sorry, left arm long. So we're extending left arm and right leg, staying in the center, level spine, floating up the leg. If you're ready, if you're not compensating, floating up the arm as well and balancing. Steady as a rock. Lengthen that arm and leg. Grow longer. Hold your center. Pressing your right hand into that mat. Lift that leg a bit higher, opening the front of the hip. Energy reaching through your fingertips. Slowly place it down and bring the knee in. Nothing shifts, you're exactly centered where you were. Slowly extending the left leg now, right arm. No shifts, don't sink, pressing left hand in mat when you're ready, lifting up arm and leg. If you're ready, otherwise just stick with one. Level hips, growing longer, stretch, squeeze. Good. Slowly, slowly bringing it back to the mat. Well done. From here, I want you to stretch out your legs into your upside down V. Trying to flatten your heels and pushing away from your hands. And then gently releasing your knees back down. Now let's try, even if it's for 5 seconds, to hold the whole body weight. If there's wrist issues there at home, you're doing this on the forearms. You're still keeping the shoulders nice and steady over the elbows. All right. Extending right leg. Stay knitted, level neutral. Extending left leg. Stay knitted neutral. Nothing changes. You're in front support position. This is the plank. Welcome. Slowly float one knee in. Nothing changes. Slowly float the other knee in. Nothing changes. So you're learning to stabilize through your movements rather than just holding the plank because apparently that's what you do. Alrighty, so stay stable in those joints, not sinking and collapsing. Other leg, hold it, nothing changes. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now rather than dropping, push the bum up and see if you can walk your hands slowly towards your feet. Bending your knees if you need be. Release your head, neck, and shoulders. And I want you to lay your ribs down on your thighs as best you can. Completely letting neck, head, shoulders go. See if you can rest your belly and your ribs on your thighs. And if they see if you can get them to touch. Taking a deep, wide breath, stretching into the back of the ribs and lungs, and exhale. Let those legs hold you. One more breath, wide. And then tucking in your belly, you're going to start slowly rolling up and holding your knees where they are, tucking your tailbone, and then lifting up that spine nice and tall. Center yourself as distance apart and let's roll down to finish it off. We're going to breathe in and circle those arms wide and full. We're going to dive them over. We've got a little micro bend in the knees that we're holding. And then keeping that micro bend, we're letting the spine now fall forward and over, off of the hips, one vertebra at a time. Let the neck go here, neck and shoulders. Inhale, loosen up there and pulling the belly in. Use the abdominals to restack the spine, keeping the semi-bent knees. We do one more, everybody. Up, tall, breathing. Doing this slowly, mindfully, and meaningfully. You're going to feel such a good stretch of the spine. Exhale, breath rolls you down. Head is heavy. Inhale, breath over there. And exhale, tuck in, bring it back up. Nice and tall. And release.